Hello, and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video with me, Elven Dragon, here on SQUIDcraft, Liara's patron server. So last episode we went and built up a couple of bone meal farms, or rather farms that are supposed to produce stuff that we can turn into bone meal. And although our melon and pumpkin farm that I'm standing on here is a success, I still have not figured out fixing the Crimson Nylium based one. But with those two farms done, we are at a point where the only thing that we need to farm for our terraforming efforts is trees and wood for custom trees. Now, to get the leaves, it's pretty simple, we'll just grow trees. But getting all the wood that we're going to need is going to be really hard if we're just growing up trees regularly. So I think that we're going to put in a couple of tree farms somewhere over in that area over there that I've fairly recently lit up. Which, if you're interested to see what 12 stacks of end rods looks like laid out, it's roughly that. Yeah. Anyway, the only issue that we have is that in order to build the tree farm, we need honey blocks and slime blocks. Now, the slime is pretty easy. We just need to go find a slime chunk in the overworld or trade with someone for some. But the honey, we should be able to farm out here. Now, since I'm going to need quite a bit of it, because I plan to make 2 tree farms, one for regular overworld woods, and one for the nether woods. And I would really like to get started with the terraforming and custom plants soon. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to try and use a little bit of dragon magic. Go back in time so that we have all of the honey already gathered up so we can start. And here we are. This doesn't look like my base. Where even are we? But clearly something's gone wrong with the time travel magic. And we seem to have crossed dimensions. Weird. Anyway, let's try this again. Okay, so we seem to at least be back on SQUIDcraft this time, I think. Yes, I think this is SQUIDcraft. I've heard tale that we were working on a Halloween district. Actually looks really nice. Ooh, skeleton horses. But before we get too distracted with this, let's try this once more. This is not where we want to be. Pretty sure this is my single player world. Guess all that remains is to try and do this again. Hopefully we'll actually get it this time. Nope. Let's abort. Teleport. Come on. Let's go. All right, and we have finally made it. So this right here is the area that we had marked out for our bees. It's basically just the same area that we had been growing trees in before. And what we're going to do here is we're going to build a dome here. So what we're going to do is we are going to ring the glass platform here that we have with tinted glass. And I should probably actually cut down the tree so we can better build this. But I'll deal with that in a little bit. Now we should be able to get a good part of the wall done before we have to deal with that. So next thing is we need to get the door in. And that looks to be about the middle of the wall. Don't quite know what door we will use for it. I'm thinking oak or birch. Probably birch since it blends in so well out here. And that looks like it's starting to get close to the leaves. So let's see how much of this wall we can get before we have to start attacking these trees. Because I think this is going to be a 4 tall wall. And we are already at the level of some of the leaves. But I'm going to get this wall here built up. And then I will be right back. Alright, so we have the basic structure of the dome in, and although it's very hard to see like this, because of how the glass is so clear, which that is just a side effect of the RTX texture pack I have on. Yeah, we'll put the door in for now. That way our bees can't escape. And now we just need to place down a couple of campfires because the hives are not in their final position and they are a little bit of a pain to get. Now, hopefully if we do that, that should be enough to keep the bees from getting angry at us when we move the hives. I hope. I've already had one mistake with bees so far. which is why we have this bee nest here. And we'll put that one there, and that should keep them pacified. Now I know this bee nest over here doesn't have any open entrance, so we can grab a honey from that. And now if we get our Silk Touch axe, I don't think that bee should bother us. So let's grab this hive so we can place it. Okay, we have an angry bee. That wasn't even your hive. And now we are trapped out here because I really don't want to lose any bees. Otherwise we will have to go and grow up some more trees. And if that one dies, it'll make it hard to breed more. Somehow we have to get that bee nest without getting attacked by that bee. Apparently it can still... Oh. Ah. Ew. I did not know that they could calm down. But mystery of the angry bees aside, we are going to lower the bee nests. At least that one in particular. And, oh, hi bees. And I think that's good. Now, I think these farms are going to be mostly manual harvest. Mostly because we don't exactly have the space to put a redstone contraption and hide it. I think we're going to put the third beehive over here. And I kind of want these to be all at different levels. So we'll put that one there. So let's clean up the spot that we need. And I do have a beehive that we could stick in here. But it's not going to look quite as natural as the bee nests. But I do have all the stuff to make a fence. Or a few fences. So I think I'm going to go make a couple of those. And we will stick it on that. So let's see, let's stick fences there, which means that block is going to be campfire, and that can be our little beehive. I'm going to have to find some way to support these, probably something hanging down from the top. We are going to cover all of our campfires with carpets, that way the bees won't get hurt. Because if we don't cover them up, they will get burnt. Now, this shouldn't prevent them from producing smoke, so I don't know why this one's not working properly. Except, I think this one is a little too close to the beehive, so we'll have to drop that down. And then we will need a piece of string to put the carpet on top, so we have a smooth floor. I think that that will be good for the interior of here. I might mix in some moss into the floor so it blends in with the terraforming we've already done. But I'm not too certain about that. But I see that one of our hives has honey ready to collect, so let's get a bottle and grab that. And we've lost another bee. Great. I don't see why they should be getting angry. We've got campfires. Why are they getting angry when we get the... Alright, so let's counter our continued loss of bees by grabbing a few flowers. Hopefully... Hello, Enderman. Ah, there we go. There's another bee. Bee. And that should bring our total number of bees up to 4. Now we just need to breed a few more of these guys. That way we can fill up the rest of the hives, because we have space for 12 bees here. And also figure out why they keep getting mad at me when I harvest. And I can see that we have a hive ready to harvest. And I can also see that the smoke for the campfire isn't going through the carpet, like on the other one. Huh, that's kind of weird. Is it because of the carpet? Shouldn't be blocking it, but if we break it, it goes through. So we may have to figure out a solution for that. Kind of weird though. Maybe it's because there's only one block between them and the hive, and it's filled with carpet. Maybe I'll have to move those up a block? That's gonna be fun trying to move those without the bees getting angry. Oh well, I guess we've got bee feeding to do. Alright, so I have so far increased the number of bees in here to 6. As you can see, we got some baby bees. And although that hive there is full, I don't trust these bees to not attack me. Which we should probably get out our flowers again. You guys ready to be bred again? There we go. So now we have got 7 baby bees. I think I want to increase this to at least 8, and that should hopefully mean that we have at least 1 in each hive. But one thing we need to do is we need to put dispensers pointing into the hives, because I think it's just that there are bees out and we take something from the hives. And since there's no day-night cycle, there will always be a bee out. So we are going to need to do that and put a button on there, and that should hopefully prevent the bees from getting angry with us when we harvest things. So I had thought this was going to be harder than it currently is, which is why I had a piston, but clearly I misjudged how easy it is to point dispensers facing down, because I remember having quite a bit of freedom to orient things on mobile because of being able to place stuff anywhere on the screen, and losing quite a bit of that when switching to PC. So now with all 4 of those in, I don't want to test this quite yet. One thing, I'm out of bottles. This should be a pretty decent manual bee farm. Again, I could put redstone in here, but the glass walls, I don't think it's going to look very good. I'm already a little disappointed about having all the dispensers in here. So now that all the beehives are in place, it's time to turn to the exterior decorations. And I think what we are going to do is have tree roots along here. We are going to kind of squiggle them around. We're effectively going to have 4 custom trees that are going to sit right along each of these corners, and are going to kind of grow up and combine into one big tree right up here in the center. So in that way, this is going to look as if it is overgrown by the trees, and I think that that is going to be a nice look. So I'm going to go get these roots figured out, and then I will be right back. So now with the roots on the outside done, I might take some of these really straight ones here and add a bit of curve to them, just to make them look a bit more natural. We can add in some roots on the inside here too. Let's see, let's bring that one down by 2. And then on the ends, I put shroom lights just to light this area up. Gonna have to grab that later. But we have a few shroom lights here. And this should hopefully make it look like these beehives here are a little bit more connected, because right now all of the bee nests are kind of floating in here, and having them connected should make them look more natural. Let's see, let's bring that down like that. That's a little low, so let's bring that up by a block. No, that's not the right spot. We want it right there. And these roots will also help to light up in here, because we have nothing but the tinted glass up there, so there's no light whatsoever. Not that there was really any. I don't think the end has a skylight. I have to look that up, because I honestly do not know. But this will just make it look like the trees were kind of growing around the area and the bees kind of were settled in here. And I am quite liking how this is looking. We still need to get this other tree here. Ooh. Yeah, we can't put a block there because of this dispenser. Although we could just remove that button and bring that down like that. Excellent. But I think that that looks pretty good. I may move some of these roots so that they stretch more towards the center, like this one here. Like this one here could probably be more in the center. Let's take a look at how that is. Not quite sure. It looked very root-like before. No, I like that better how it was before. So fixing that, I think this should also be plenty of light to stop Endermen from spawning in here. If we need any more, we can add more end rods and such. or, well, add any end rods. One thing I do need to do in here is mix in a bit of moss so that the terraforming in there matches the terraforming out here. And finish up the trees. Or rather, tree at this point. I don't know. So I'm going to work a bit more on that, and then I will be right back. All right. And now we've got the branches and the leaves in. It's a little hard to see what type of leaves that we used because we're looking up at this against a white sky. But we have birch, acacia, azalea, and the flowering azalea leaves all mixed in up there. And I am quite happy with how this has turned out. I might fill in some of the empty spaces with leaves and just fill up that top canopy there a bit. I think in some places it looks a little bare. In some places on top. Like right between those two branches there. But other than that, I am really happy with how this has turned out. So now all that remains is to pack up our materials, grab some bottles, and harvest the honey that has been produced while we've been working on this. And now we just gotta wait for that to produce more honey. And while we do that, I'm gonna grab those, and we are going to go hide out in one of the end cities out here and wait for time to catch up to where we were, because I don't want to risk trying to use magic again, so that worked out so well the first time. But that is going to be it for today. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And I will catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.